And next, I would like to introduce my friend and a fellow scholar, Román Baca, co-founder and artistic director of Exit12 Dance Company.
I would like to introduce you to a good friend of mine. His name is Everett. At 19 years old, instead of being drafted, Everett volunteered for the United States Army.
I was sent to Vietnam in the spring of 1969. 245th Surveillance Airplane Company. One night, a rocket blew up very close to me, and we all got stuck. I was in a total panic. Never in my life had I imagined I would fail under fire, and it broke me. When I came home from war, I was having a very hard time. Lots of depression, lots of drugs, suicide attempts, and it went on for years.
Everett needed to find a reason to live. In his search, he found Exit12, a dance company that helps veterans build community, tell their stories, and heal through dance. I was a classical ballet dancer before I joined the United States Marine Corps. After my service in Fallujah, Iraq, like Everett, I too needed to find a reason to live. Urged by my loving wife to go back to dance as a way to first heal myself, we later turned our mission to extend that healing to other veterans. But I love this community, and I know I had to do it right. So I researched other uses of arts in the military. And what I found was military members are much like dancers. They learn choreographed movement, they rehearse choreographed movement, and they may be cast in a role where they are required to use that choreographed movement in the theater of war. Exit12's workshops help veterans transform the way they embody military training. Moving together as a community enables spaces where feelings can be shared in non-combative, non-threatening ways. Dance can move people away from harsh military training into spaces where they can reconnect with love, joy, imagination, and others again. They can also process, make meaning, and move themselves away from difficult and traumatic experiences. Exit12's movement workshops for the military community use improvisational tasks and choreographic exercises to build performances like this one with participants in order to heal veterans, help them advocate for veterans' issues, and educate audiences about the impacts of service. One of the exercises that we do in our workshops directs participants to draw a map of their life using one continuous line. As a person's life has twists, turns, smooth and jagged memories, so does their map. Then participants walk and self-narrate their map, maybe putting movement in to describe the disruptions of the line. And then all participants come together. They connect physically, and they take turns walking and talking each other through their maps, moving through each other's experiences as a community. Exit12 recently ran a program partnering with the Intrepid Museum, an aircraft carrier in New York City Harbor, where Everett decided to recreate the movement of his worst nightmare, the rocket attack in Vietnam. During this exercise, Everett was shocked at the amount of the attack he still felt in his muscles and bones, and at the fear he still felt in his heart. But knowing that he was surrounded and supported by others who were all moving through painful and joyous timelines made Everett feel safe enough to continue the movement until his heart was still. Liz Freeman, the lead dance movement therapist at Walter Reed's National Intrepid Center of Excellence and Exit12 board member, was on the project as a well-being and safeguarding lead and project participant. She said, Exit12's workshops provide just enough structure and creative space for whatever stories participants need to tell. Lightness and even laughter are a key part of the process, despite the heaviness of the themes at hand. A few days later, Everett's nightmare became part of the dance he performed on the deck of the Intrepid. But for Everett, this time, something huge had changed. A few days after the performance, he shared with me his huge change. His therapist, for the first time in over 40 years, downgraded him from high suicide risk to low. Everett is just one example of the magic Exit12 is creating through years of hard work and a small volunteer team. Our vision is to expand and scale our impact by training facilitators, inviting more communities into our work, and elevating our work as a whole health option for well-being. We're continuing to do this work in places like Missoula, Montana, Charleston, South Carolina, Magdalena, New Mexico, and New York, New York, where we're bringing in veterans, indigenous populations, and cadets. And we're also inviting in clinicians to help them share best practices with us and us with them, and helping them combat burnout and compassion fatigue. But I gotta be honest with you, there is an expiration date on this work as our resources are stretched thin. We need board members that can help us fundraise and build the sustainable resources necessary and strategic partnerships to achieve our vision. Help us help more veterans like Everett find a way to live again through the power of dance. Thank you.